This is my gym workout that includes total body and core. I'm starting with a bench press in which I'm using a stability tempo. You'll see me lower down slowly and pause right above my chest. That increases the demand of the shoulders, requiring more stabilization. So if you want to improve both your push and your posterior chain or your shoulder stabilization, this is a great tempo to use. You'll also see that I'm keeping my body still by tightening my glutes and not letting my ribs flare as I press. I would do 3 to 5 sets of 10 to 15 reps at this tempo. Find a weight where you're fatiguing between 10 and 15 reps. The second exercise is a dumbbell pullover. I have the weight in a diamond shape between my thumb and my pointer finger on both sides. Keep your ribs down, keep your lower back down, make sure your head's at the edge of the bench. Slowly lower down, coming to about the height of your ears, or where your arms are about at ear height. If you have any shoulder pain or impingement, just modify the range of motion, don't go down as far, or change to a lighter weight. You should feel this primarily in your triceps and lats, and again, make sure that those ribs aren't flaring up. Exhale as you pull to the middle. I would also shoot for 3 to 5 sets of 10 to 15 reps. And again, that weight should be heavy enough where you're fatiguing between 10 and 15. My favorite exercise of all time. And if you work with me in person, you know that because I tell you every time we do it. This is a one-arm dumbbell bent over row. You'll see my right leg is way out to the side to create a space for the dumbbell. I'm pausing on every rep as I pull up and back, making sure to keep my right shoulder down and away from my ear. That ensures that I'm using the right muscles in my mid to upper back instead of using my upper traps or my neck muscles. Here we go. All right, abs. So I call this a heel touch. I'm actually going to go past the edge of the bench. Biggest thing on this one is that I'm pressing my lower back into the bench. Don't go as far down or as far out if you can't maintain a flat back or a back that's pressed to the bench. Just bring your heel in closer to your butt as your leg lowers down. One of my favorite core exercises of all time. I do it with basically everyone because it's pretty safe for the spine. If you feel it only in your thighs, you need to do some quad stretches, and I will show you how to do that in another video. You could also use the bar to stabilize yourself in the upper body. I would do 10 to 15 reps on each leg, 3 sets. Oh, spicy. Okay, so if you pair that one with this one, it will be spicy for sure. You might want to take 30 to 60 seconds in between. So this straight leg raise is a little bit more advanced than the last one. Uses way more core stability. If you can't keep your lower back down, skip it. But if you do want to try it, keep the lower back down, 10 to 15 reps. Only go as far in your range of motion as where you're able to keep that back down, which is basically ensuring that you're using the right muscles and not your lower back. Make sure to breathe on that one too. All right, third core exercise, plank mountain climber. Make sure to keep pressing up through your elbows to keep your upper back flat, 10 to 15 reps on each side. All right, push up to shoulder tap. You're gonna come all the way down to the bench if you can, pausing at the top as you touch opposite shoulders. Treat it like a plank. Keep your core tight, belly button in, glutes tight, exhaling as you press away. I would say 3 to 10 reps, depending on your strength. Curl to overhead press. 3 to 5 sets again, 10 to 15 reps. I keep my glutes tight a lot when I work out so that I don't move my spine very much. It's kind of a trick to keeping your core engaged and strong and making sure that your spine isn't moving very much during your workout. I'm using a stable tempo, 2-2 tempo, so up 1-2, down 1-2 on both my curl and my press. Any shoulder impingement, get a lighter weight. More impingement, just skip it. All right, very great exercise for actually the mid back and the left glute. So right now in this position, I've got almost all my weight in my front leg. I'm bringing the weights up into a Y position to about the height of my ears. I'm going to show you from a side view so you can kind of see. I've switched legs, but now I'm using my right glute to stabilize me. Almost all my weight is in the right foot. I would do 10 to 15 reps, and I'd use a 2 to 5 pound dumbbell in each hand. Try to keep your inside leg straight as you go side to side in this lunge. It's a great dynamic stretch. You could also do it with just body weight, 10 to 15 reps on each side. I'll show you from the front. You can see that my toes are forward, my feet are flat. I'm engaging my core as I go side to side, and I'm keeping my head in line with my neck. I'm not looking forward. Shoulders are back, pinching together as I go into this, I call it dipping bird, but it's a single leg deadlift. You could use a pretty light weight. I would go slow and controlled, and if you start to lose your balance, no problem, touch your toe down at the top. 10 to 15 reps on each side, 3 sets. If you're doing these as a straight set, back to back, then I would do 30 to 60 seconds in between. This is dumbbell scaption, and I'm choosing to do it in a balanced position just to increase the balance demand. Always good to work on vestibular system balance. I try to do it in every workout. I'm doing 10 to 15 reps. You could split that up by doing 5 on each side, or 7 or 8 on each side, depending on how spicy it's getting. Again, you should be fatiguing between 10 and 15, so start with 5 reps on each side. Working on lower body now, I'm gonna go into a hip, Copenhagen plank. So I've got the inside leg coming up off the ground here in a second. My hips come forward, looking straight forward. My elbow is under my shoulder. I have all the weight bearing in my knee and foot. I feel this a lot on the inside of my top leg, my core muscles on the left side, and my shoulder on the left. I'm going to show you the other side so you can see what's happening with my leg setup. So it's a side plank basically with an emphasis on the inner thigh. If you have tight inner thighs, sometimes that can mean that your inner thighs are also weak. This is a great exercise to do, but start slow. Try barely taking your knee off the ground. All right, we're gonna go from that Copenhagen plank to a hip bridge. There's an emphasis with this foot position on the hamstrings. So I've got my heels on top of the bench, not on the edge of the bench. Again, that emphasizes the hamstrings. I'm doing probably 10 to 20 reps on this. Without weight, you could do high rep. If you are tight, you'll be able to do a quick stretch in between. Just grab one of those hamstrings and bend and straighten your legs. I'll show you that in just a second. Single leg version, I would do 5 to 10 on each side. These actually end up getting pretty spicy in the hamstring. And if you cramp right away, it might mean that you either need to stretch or you might be a little too weak. Stay with the 2 heel version. If the 2 heel version is too easy, immediately just go to this one. 10 to 15 reps on each side. If it's very hard, start with 3 to 5 reps on each side, and maybe only do 2 sets of this one instead of 3 or more. You'll see me do a quick stretch right after this to show you the stretch that I want you to do afterwards. This is called neural flossing. Try to keep your heel pointed up towards the sky. 3 to 10 reps on each side. It's great to do at the end of a workout anyways. That includes hamstrings, and we did that in a couple exercises.